If I followed the benchmarks of what others were doing in the country, you wouldn't be here right now. I would actually continue to be working 60, 70 hours a week, struggling to make ends meet. My wife probably wouldn't be here with the kids. I'm not even joking about that, because that was the amount of stress that happened in my life due to the financial impact of not only not making money, but not being happy doing what I was doing and really struggling in my life. So targets create the cornerstone and the foundation for so many other things you're going to be doing in your business. It's important to have targets. As 𝐒𝐜𝐴𝐵𝐸 so said in his book, we always want to begin with the end in mind. In other words, we want to begin with an outcome. We want to have some type of outcome so we know what it means to achieve what we're after or not achieve. And of course, without targets, without expectations, kind of hard to hold your staff accountable, isn't it? You don't have an expectation. How do you know they're doing well? How do they know they're doing well? So targets create the cornerstone and the foundation for so many other things you're going to be doing in your business. Where do we start? How does a target actually get established? We have to start, as uncomfortable as it may be, we have to start with how much money we, as the owner of this business, want to make. And that is difficult for many of us, because you have to decide, in essence, what you're worth. You have to decide what you believe you should be making. You have to decide what type of lifestyle you want to have. So here are some guidelines. Choose what you want your number to be based off of. Because if we're not clear on that, then I can't help you go through where your target should be. What is the profit margin that we feel we should have? Now, we're in this business. We're in Practice Freedom. You have had invested into this to not be average. I hope. I don't want to be average, because the average person isn't doing what each of you are doing, learning actually how to run a business in such a way that gets you the lifestyle you really want without killing yourself in the business. That's what Practice Freedom U is. And I know from looking at the people that are implementing or have implemented this Practice Freedom methodology are in the 20s. In the 20s. The people who have implemented some of it are higher than wherever they were. And people coming in, by and large, are in the low teens or single digits. But even that's a little misnomer, because we got to clean up how are you determine profitability. So we're going to determine profitability true PFU style. And PFU style means you are a clinician if you are working in your business treating patients. And you have to look at yourself as someone that can be replaced. So if you are working 20 hours a week in the clinic, then you need to put in your expenses, in your budget, that amount of money. Everything else outside of that will be considered profit. Let me pause right there. This is the most important point that I can possibly make. Your profit margin is going to be determined about how much money comes in, how much money is going out to deliver the services, and your profit is not going to include you if you're treating based on the percentage of the hours you're treating and what it would take to hire someone else to deliver those services. Once you have that number, we can fly through the rest of your targets. We're separating ourselves from this business and making sure that we are being paid from this business on the role we are playing. The role we are playing starts with you as a clinician. So what is the profit margin? You choose. So what is the profit margin? You choose. 17%, 20%, 25%. Here's the thing. You're not bound by that. Because what we're going to do is take that profit margin and then we're going to put a formula based on the money you want, and we're going to come up with the amount of revenue that the company needs to produce in order to get that profit margin that you need. Can everyone see my screen? So this is just something just quickly I made up. Happy to share it with you. But your income goal, let's say it's $10,000 a month. Your profit margin you chose is going to be 17%. That's where you are. Of course, it helps to know where you've been, because we've all been in business for a period of time. Where has your profit margin been? And if your profit margin is whatever that number is, you being a part of this program and actually putting in place the things we're teaching, it's going to increase that. So then choose a number of what it's going to be. So in this case, it's 17%. So we have 10,000 divided by the profit margin gets our total revenue. And I did this monthly. So now I know that my total revenue is $58,800. That's the amount of money my company needs to collect. Real money, not funny money. Not we build out whatever. Collect each month for me to comfortably take home $10,000 a month at 17% profit margin. The next one is we have to answer this question. How much money on average do you make per visit? We're starting at a high level here. You could break this down to, if you have multiple locations, you could break it down to multiple locations. You could break it down to services you provide. Well, we do clinical services here. We have other programs here. You could break it down to as granular as you want. So you have to answer this question. Nobody else knows what you make on average.